Not every relationship in your life was built on love. Some were built on assignment. And that person you thought you could trust, the one who broke you, drained you, confused you, they weren't who they claimed to be. They were sent, not by God, but by forces that knew who you were becoming before you did. If you're now watching this, chosen one, know that it's not a coincidence. This is your wake-up call. God has brought you here because something massive is about to shift in your life. A spiritual upgrade. A total energetic transformation. The time of betrayal, confusion, and waiting is over. And that's why separation is required. You are being called into divine isolation for a reason. From May 30th to June 1st, you are to be completely alone. This is not a suggestion. It is a divine order, a sacred pause. Because in that stillness, something will be revealed to you. Something that can only be delivered when no one else is in your ear, in your space, or in your energy. You're crossing over from desire to having, from hoping to receiving. The things you thought were distant are about to manifest. But you must be clear, you must be clean, and you must be free from attachments that were never meant to last, especially those sent to delay you. So hear this, chosen one. That heartbreak didn't break you. It awakened you. And now your transformation begins. Alone, focused, ready. However, you must follow God's instruction and isolate yourself totally during these crucial days in order to fully awaken and defend yourself against the overwhelming negativity and assaults that are heading your way. As a chosen one, you will see the parts of your life come together at a rate that will astound you. Only when you align yourself with God's instruction, complete isolation, does this profound transformation occur. To help us achieve 70,000 subscribers, please stop this video immediately and take the following 3 actions. Press the like button, provide a remark with the number 99, and subscribe. This will increase the message's energy by sending a strong signal to the cosmos. This is an urgent edict, not just a proposal. Completely isolate yourself. Distractions from the outside world will be too much to handle, yet your journey to waking calls for quiet, seclusion, and total detachment. These aren't your typical days. They have a holy significance that demands your whole focus. It is impossible to overestimate the importance of this demand. Spiritual energies are changing significantly at this unique moment, which calls for your undivided attention and protection. Your seclusion protects you from the tempest of negativity and invisible forces that want to upset the delicate and unprepared. Now, God is lovingly and clearly urging you to withdraw into solitude and be ready for a deep awakening that will alter the trajectory of your life forever. Picture yourself standing alert, selected, and conscious while the world around you is sleepy and unaware of the cosmic waves breaking under their feet. Your sanctuary, a hallowed place where your soul may shed old layers and rise again, is this beautiful seclusion. The countdown has started. You must immediately answer this call. The forces that are coursing through the ground in these last days of May are not for the weak of heart. These forces can only be used by the selected, the ones who are meant to ascend, but only if they accept isolation. Isolation is a purposeful, potent act of self-preservation and spiritual development. It is not loneliness. Your own strength will be unleashed in this hallowed solitude. You have to block out all outside sounds if you want to withstand these strong vibrations. This entails ending discussions, putting aside distractions, and physically removing oneself from the cacophony of the outside world. Imagine withdrawing into a stronghold of light to shield your spirit and mind from the waves of negativity that will try to overtake you. Your independence and your capacity to remain strong on your own are your greatest assets. Think about this. Comparable heavenly tests have been undergone by numerous people throughout history. Before their most significant discoveries, prophets, mystics, and spiritual fighters retreated into seclusion. Their tales tell us that being alone is a holy gift rather than a punishment. You're joining a line of spiritual warriors who are getting ready to awaken on a higher dimension when you decide to be by yourself. A transformational crucible. More than simply a few days on a calendar. The period between May 29th and May 31st is a furnace of change. The tremendous spiritual force of these 3 days has the capacity to either uplift the strong or break the weak. The strength of the cosmic forces at this time will test your determination and push you to overcome uncertainty and fear. It's possible that these emotions may seem more demanding on your spirit than ever before. Negativity attacks, mental disarray, and emotional upheaval will occur. However, they are not arbitrary challenges. Rather, they are divine flames intended to cleanse and transform your soul into something more durable, powerful, and light. Now is the time to remember your true self. A significant spiritual breakthrough will occur during these 3 days if you are prepared to give yourself over to isolation and confront these difficulties head-on. Have no fear about the future. Rather, accept the difficulties as essential milestones toward waking. You have the option to become more powerful or to crumble under strain. Every word you say, every conversation you have, and every encounter you have at this crucial time might upset your delicate spiritual equilibrium. God's word is clear. You must cut off all external ties in order to fully awaken and defend yourself. This entails total seclusion from the outside world, including no social media, phone conversations, or in-person interactions. Consider the many distractions that keep you from discovering your inner truth. The never-ending flow of criticism, concerns, and views. These outside voices threaten to overpower the heavenly message that is intended just for you during your holy seclusion. By severing all connections, you make room for your soul's message to be heard clearly. Numerous spiritual gurus stress the value of isolation and quiet in enhancing consciousness. Your mind must be pure of the ripples brought on by outside noise, just as a pristine lake perfectly reflects the stars on a quiet night. This connecting halt is an act of profound love for your spiritual path and yourself, not a desertion. Wake up while everyone else is sleeping. Most people will float in ignorance during these last days of May, engrossed in diversions and phony solace. But while the rest of the world sleeps, you, the chosen one, are required to stay awake. This entails overcoming complacency and being aware of the spiritual currents that run under the surface of daily existence. Your biggest weapon will be your awareness. Staying alert can help you identify and fend off invisible assaults on your mind and soul when negativity increases around you. The world's slumber serves as a necessary contrast to emphasize your special duty as a watchful defender of truth and light, not as a judgment. It is both difficult and empowering to be in this condition of awareness. To avoid the allure of distraction, deliberate effort is needed. But you'll weather the storm and come out stronger if you have this laser-like awareness. Keep in mind that your presence in the dark serves as a ray of hope for both you and others who have not yet woken up. Get ready. Spiritual assaults and the changing energies of the earth. Spiritual assaults will be constant. These attacks, which aim to crush your spirit and divert your attention, are mental and emotional rather than physical. They might show themselves as uncertainties, anxieties, unexpected, depressive episodes, or overpowering perplexity. But the germ of your biggest breakthrough is in these assaults. Recognize that these difficulties are tests of your faith and dedication, not indicators of failure. A new, powerful version of yourself emerges when each wave of negativity you endure erodes your previous restrictions. Your metamorphosis will be more deep the more violent the storm. Think about the analogy of a blacksmith working in a blazing fire to forge a sword. The blade can only be made robust enough to serve its function by applying extreme heat and pressure. The exact obstacle you are now encountering is what gives rise to your breakthrough. Remain resilient, understanding that every assault brings you one step closer to your divine destiny. Unseen forces are at work under the same ground we walk on. Our world's physical and spiritual layers are being realigned and shifted by enormous energy currents. Most individuals are unable to detect the waves that are sent by these vibrations as they travel through the ground. However, as the selected one, you are particularly sensitive to these shifts. Your soul seems to have a sixth sense, a keen awareness that senses these changes in your spirit and bones. Being sensitive makes you one of the select few who can successfully negotiate this challenging spiritual landscape, which is both a gift and a duty. The world is going through a crucial period of waking and upheaval, and these energy changes are more than simply natural occurrences. They are a cosmic signal and a heavenly message. Many people may feel uneasy, anxious, or unstable as a result of these changes. However, for you, they are a chance, a strong rush of transforming energy that may spur your spiritual development. You are being invited to bravely accept this moment, completely tune into these vibrations, and let them awaken your buried potential. Ancient wisdom has long recognized that the Earth's magnetic fields and energy grids affect human awareness and well-being, and science is now starting to acknowledge this. Your increased sensitivity serves as a protective radar during these transitional periods, warning you of oncoming energies that need for inward preparedness. You may become a channel for healing and light at this crucial time by embracing these emotions and withdrawing into holy solitude. This will link you with the Earth's rebirth, a divine activation and light shield. Spiritual negativity will surge sharply as these energy waves reverberate through the ground, like ominous storms that want to obstruct your vision and sap your vitality. Anger, fear, bewilderment, and hopelessness will grow stronger not only around you, but also inside of you. These forces are unrelenting and go at those who are unprepared or preoccupied. However, you are not a typical soul, selected one. In the midst of the spiritual upheaval, you are the stronghold of light and the shield. By forming a holy barrier that repels these evil powers, your seclusion becomes your armor. Being alone gives your soul power, clarity, and an unbreakable calm that no outside force can take away. You are supposed to be a person of peace, faith, and unshakable light rather than to battle with weapons of hostility. This barrier is strengthened by each breath you take alone, protecting your soul from the assault of evil. Imagine yourself in the midst of a violent storm, standing tall on a rocky beach like a lighthouse. Your brightness is constant and unflinching, while the waves of negativity crash and threaten to put out smaller lights. In addition to keeping you safe, your fortitude acts as a lighthouse for others who are still in the storm, pointing them in the direction of awakening and hope. This moment is important and purposeful. It is by no means random. God has designated you, selected you, and set you aside for a heavenly purpose that calls for this exact seclusion. This period of time by itself is not a punishment. Rather, it is a potent activation, an awakening spark that will ignite your spirit with light and purpose. You are entering a new domain of spiritual strength and leaving the old world behind. The holy altar of isolation is where your metamorphosis will be fashioned. The latent forces inside you will awaken and stir during these peaceful times away from the world's distractions. Your mind will become receptive to spiritual revelations. Your spirit will soar with clarity and resolve, and your heart will fill with pure love. God's gift to you is this activation, which invites you to reach your greatest potential. Sacred solitude and the last wave. Before their greatest awakenings, many heroes and spiritual pioneers throughout history experienced periods of intense seclusion. In solitude, the Buddha beneath the Bodhi tree, Jesus in the desert, and Moses in the wilderness all discovered their divine calling. You have been selected and blessed to go through this initiation, which will get you ready for your final assignment, and you are treading the same holy road. Although the strongest spiritual forces are most active from May 29th to May 31st, June 1st may bring a last, definitive wave, a crescendo of change that either confirms your breakthrough or calls into question your preparedness. This day may seem like the peak of the spiritual storm, requiring all of your power, surrender, and presence. Your best ally is preparation. Don't let your guard down too quickly. Keep up your holy seclusion. Continue to trust your inner understanding and keep your eyes on God's direction. In order to ensure that you emerge stronger and more in line with your divine mission, The last wave provides a chance to solidify the changes that have started in your mind, body, and soul. This prolonged period of time sharpens your awakening, while also testing your endurance. Picture a surfer riding a huge wave, staying steady and composed right up to the very end. That pivotal day is June 1st. Remain calm. Ride the tide of change with trust and keep your heart open. The difference between being carried away or surfing well depends on your ability to stay grounded. You can feel more distant from others around you during these days, misunderstood, alone, or even alienated. This is a normal and anticipated separation. Your experience is so intense and precious that the normal world, which is sleeping and preoccupied, just cannot understand it. However, you must keep in mind that this is evidence of your exceptional destiny rather than a sign of weakness or failure. Few others can see or even follow the route you're on. You stand out from the multitudes who continue to live in spiritual sleep because of your increased sensitivity and awareness. Courage and faith are necessary for this journey, particularly when others question or discount the changes you go through. You might find solace in the fact that isolation is a signpost on your own spiritual journey. Great spiritual leaders, prophets, and revolutionaries who were originally misinterpreted or shunned by their societies abound throughout history. They followed their own ways, led by an inner light that was much more brilliant than what other people thought. You are also urged to firmly stand in your divine destiny and accept your individuality. Many times, solitude is confused with emptiness or loneliness. In actuality, however, it's a hallowed place where significant spiritual development takes place. Your spirit may breathe deeply in this peaceful area, away from outside distractions and noise, letting go of old habits and welcoming higher states of awareness. This is the first step in upgrading your spirituality. Your mind will clear, your emotions will stabilize, and your inner direction will become crystal clear during these days of seclusion. Your vitality will change. Old wounds will get better. New spiritual abilities will emerge, and limiting ideas will go. Although this process might sometimes seem intense or confusing, it is the organic development of your soul. Think about the metaphor of the seed that is hidden under the ground, motionless and unseen, yet ready to blossom. Your fruitful ground is solitude, where the transformational magic grows. Accepting this holy halt allows you to be completely open to the divine improvement that is waiting for you. An important call and a sacred celebration. This message is a holy celebration rather than just a warning. You have been selected to advance, go above the norm, and fulfill your greatest spiritual destiny. God's order to isolate you is not just a warning of impending peril. It is also a sincere congrats on your bravery, fortitude, and preparedness. This message indicates that you have already earned your spot among the awakened by passing invisible exams. You are graduating into a higher level of strength and awareness during this time of seclusion. It's a heavenly rite of passage that respects your path and gets you ready for the big task that lies ahead. Give yourself permission to experience the thrill and pride of this holy acknowledgement. Forces outside the norm are transforming, honoring, and elevating you. Despite the difficulties, rejoice in your waking since you are on your way to your destiny. Not only will isolation test you, but it will change every part of who you are. You'll have deep insights and acute mental clarity that will change the way you see the world. Healing washes in emotionally, removing obstacles and re-establishing equilibrium. Spiritually, you get more intimate with divine understanding, which makes your mission more clear. Your body will change in subtle but significant ways. You could experience a realignment of your cellular vibration, heightened sensitivity, or even more vitality. Trust that this evolutionary process is your body's natural reaction to spiritual awareness, even if it may feel strange as you incorporate higher vibrations. When combined, these transformations equip you to completely embrace your new identity as a strong, light being prepared to carry out your divine duty. You won't just revert to your former self when this seclusion is over. Instead, you'll emerge transformed, strong, and glowing. Hesitancy is not an option. The window of spirituality is small and rapidly shutting. You must respond immediately to the pressing forces that are calling you to awareness and solitude. Delaying puts you at danger of being overpowered by forces you're not yet ready to handle. Now is the time to take action. Get your strength together. Cut off all outside distractions and enter a place of holy isolation fearlessly. Although the path may be difficult, it will result in an unmatched sense of empowerment and enlightenment. This is a divine appointment for you. You risk falling behind on the objective of your soul if you miss it. Have faith in the inner voice that motivates you to go ahead. The road is obvious, and the transition has already started. Today, take up your calling. Your bravery and dedication today will be appreciated by your future self. The upgrade of DNA and the tearing veil. The thin curtain separating our earth from the spiritual worlds will eventually start to peel apart. It will seem as if reality itself is breaking apart, revealing deeper levels of existence and hidden truths via an awakening doorway. Only the selected ones who have been ready will be able to see this sharp realization. The others will continue to be blind and wander in the dark, oblivious to the significant change that is taking place. This veil is a spiritual barrier designed to protect mankind from powerful forces. It is more than just a mystical metaphor. This barrier, however, becomes less rigid as the divine moment draws near, allowing the few who have been awakened to see the cosmic dance between light and darkness. You will notice that the world is shifting, that colors are becoming brighter, that energies are getting sharper, and that a new clarity is arising from the chaos. A significant change in perspective will be felt by those who are able to look behind the curtain. All of a sudden, ordinary occurrences will have deeper significance. Meetings with strangers might seem like heavenly encounters, and symbols that were previously disregarded will now seem like holy messages. This new perspective entails accountability. It will test your convictions, press your limits, and provide an invitation to a closer connection with God. There will be no going back to the previous ways of seeing and being when the curtain rips, so you need to be ready now. Your soul must remain strong among the deluge of discoveries, and your heart must be prepared to bear the weight of fresh information. The only people who will pass through this opening unharmed and with strength are the selected, those who have accepted seclusion and spiritual discipline. Something substantial is happening in your own cells. Science is only starting to comprehend the manner in which your DNA, the blueprint of your physical and energy life, is being altered. This rewriting is not an accident. Rather, it is a divine update, an evolution that higher energies have encoded into your existence. The issue is that this amazing rewriting only occurs in total solitude. Your body and spirit enter a holy realm of healing and rejuvenation when you withdraw yourself from the world's distractions and cacophony. To activate dormant powers, heal old scars, and prepare you for a higher level of awareness, the divine uses your DNA as a canvas to inscribe new codes of light. Your cells are recalibrated to vibrate with more frequency and power in the stillness, which functions as a cosmic laboratory. This process, in which a holy retreat or time of isolation causes an alchemical alteration inside the body, is mentioned in many ancient spiritual traditions. This is supported by contemporary research, which demonstrates how silence, fasting, and meditation may really affect gene expression. This bodily and spiritual transformation is about to happen to you, but it will demand your dedication to seclusion. Avoid getting sidetracked. This delicate process will be disrupted by the jumbled frequencies of the outer world. Your DNA can only completely realign with the divine pattern of your soul in your sacred solitude. This is the holy update your body needs to access the treasures that are alone for you. What you are going to encounter is not a metaphor. Rather, it is an actual spiritual conflict that is taking place under the surface of daily existence. Spiritual combat and the 31st of May. You, the chosen one, have been recruited as a frontline combatant in the cosmic struggle between the forces of light and darkness. Souls, destiny, and humanity's entire future are at stake in this conflict. Your soul and intellect will be put to the ultimate test. Waves of uncertainty, anxiety, and temptation will try to weaken your determination and divert you from your holy purpose. Your weaknesses will be the focus of the fast and unrelenting onslaught. However, your steadfast faith and dedication to solitude are what make you strong. Isolation is your protection, and this is your battleground. Keep in mind that before a battle, warriors in every conflict train, withdraw, and strengthen themselves. This period of seclusion is a necessary retreat to strengthen your spiritual weapons, develop your intuition, and collect strength. You will come out of this alone with the strength and knowledge of God to confront the darkness. You're not alone yourself. Numerous other warriors are standing with you in spirit, even if you may feel alone. Despite your separation, you are one strong force that is meant to recapture the light and bring the planet back into harmony. Be resolute, warrior. Victory is within your grasp, and your task is vital. The energy of May 31st is so powerful and erratic that going outdoors without spiritual preparation might be like venturing into a hurricane without any protection. The atmosphere will be swept by tumultuous energies, both bright and dark, on this day, causing turmoil and trembling foundations. This is a day that requires your deference, vigilance, and most importantly, your privacy. Unpreparedly exposing oneself to this energy puts everything at danger, including your growth, tranquility, and soul. Many will be unable to resist the assault of negativity because they are overcome by fear, bewilderment, or spiritual assault. However, for you, selected one, May 31st is a day to completely engage in your holy seclusion, putting your feet firmly planted in God's protection and shunning outside distractions. This powerful force, which shifts quickly and requires all of your focus, might feel like fire or ice. Imagine it as a spiritual furnace that purges impurities, refines your essence, and gets you ready for a higher degree of waking. It takes strength and trust to be willing to stay concealed and alone on this day, and it will result in significant change. Treat May 31st with respect and determination. Respect the strength of this day by being steadfast in your isolation. For those who choose to confront it with grace and intelligence, the rewards are as tremendous as the dangers. Dark demonic frequencies will become more active at this crucial period, searching for those who are uninformed, preoccupied, or cut off from their spiritual defenses. These evil forces want to enter people's brains, disrupt tranquility, and lead them to despair and turmoil. Those who are unprepared and irresponsible will be at risk. However, you may protect yourself from their grasp by consciously isolating yourself. These frequencies are not only theoretical ideas, they are actual spiritual assaults that might show up as intense emotions of dread, intrusive thoughts, nightmares, or abrupt negativity. They prey on those who are distracted by material things or have neglected their spiritual defenses. Your greatest protection is to remain hidden and isolated. This will act as an unseen barrier, blocking these evil forces. Your seclusion turns into a hallowed area where divine light may fill your being, clearing your aura and eradicating bad recollections. It takes your whole trust and desire to deliberately choose to reject any kind of spiritual incursion. This protection is not passive. Every time you spend time alone, you are strengthening your spiritual armor. Recognize that your light is feared by this darkness. Your decision to be attentive, concealed, and in touch with God is a powerful act of resistance that not only keeps you safe, but also helps to shelter the group spiritually. Remain tough, keep concealed, and have faith that your haven is unbeatable. You didn't just show up here. Long before you took your first breath, divine time stitched together every fiber of your existence, every experience, and every struggle. The path of your spirit foreshadowed this time, the summons to enlightenment and seclusion. The cosmos has been planning your course, getting you ready to face this particular fork in the road with courage and determination. You may feel a great feeling of trust and amazement at this discovery. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing and at the right place. This moment's urgency is a part of a holy plan that aims to raise and awaken the chosen ones so they can guide mankind through the impending transition. The cost of spiritual survival and ignoring the call. Think back on the clues and trends that have brought you thus far. The recurring messages, the dreams, the inner sense that something significant is about to occur. These serve as indicators of divine timing, guiding you along and confirming that you are in harmony with the greater will. Accept this reality as a source of strength and solace. Your readiness to go into seclusion and awaken is a crucial aspect of a larger cosmic plan in which you are a part. Have faith in yourself, trust the time, and be ready to ascend. There is a high cost associated with ignoring this spiritual summons to seclusion and change. This is a unique opportunity, a spiritual door that will soon shut, making it more harder, if not impossible, to completely awaken during this lifetime. Ignorance, distraction, and spiritual slumber are cycles that may be avoided by resisting or delaying. Many souls are trapped in never-ending cycles of pain and delusion as they navigate life without understanding their own purpose. This is your opportunity to liberate yourself from this call to enlightenment and isolation. However, it calls for bravery and dedication. If you ignore it, you run the danger of not realizing your full potential and leading a life that is limited by boundaries that are no longer appropriate for you. Spiritual development occurs during divine windows, which are times when all the elements come together to hasten advancement. Therefore, the urgency is genuine. The next chance may not come along for years, lifetimes, or perhaps forever when this window closes. Don't allow uncertainty or fear to prevent you from embracing your destiny's brightness. Decide to take this call right now. It is essential to the awakening of your spirit. Your boldness now will be appreciated by your future self. Not everyone who receives this message will survive spiritually, and the road you're on isn't simple. The force of the energy, the assaults, or their own uncertainties will cause many to fail. Resilience, faith, and an unbreakable connection with the divine are necessary for spiritual survival. Desire alone is not enough. However, you were created for this exact hour because you were selected. The power of many lifetimes of preparation is carried by your soul. The knowledge of those who have gone before you is armored in your soul. You will grow and improve as a result of this experience, which is your rite of passage. Your perseverance will be rewarded with a deep spiritual rebirth, despite the journey being difficult and isolating. Recognize that surviving means changing through the darkness rather than just fighting it. Your greatest progress occurs as a result of the spiritual difficulties you encounter. They force you to go beyond of your comfort zone and uncover abilities and realities that you would not have otherwise found. Keep in mind that you are stronger than the challenges since you were made for this. You possess the inner light necessary to triumph and flourish. During the worst times, cling to that reality like a lighthouse. In addition to surviving, you are meant to shine brighter than ever. Your dreams probably become vivid, meaningful, or even eerie in the days and weeks before May 29th. These are not only whims of your imagination.